Alright guys, Mike with Pacific Tech here with the lady. Was showing you guys some preventive maintenance. The other videos I was doing spark plugs and how to clock them. This one is preventive maintenance. She's been running up and down, so you guys already know oil change, jack it up, use some jack support, so jack stands. Keep the car elevated so that way you get all the garbage to go to the front if you can. Um, it's not recommended or anything, but sometimes I grab something like the magnet, go underneath the pan, and do this just to bring all the garbage all the way up to the front, and then open up the drain plug and let it flow, and do it as it's flowing through. Um, the other thing is sometimes people do it wrong, and they say, how am I doing it wrong? You just open up the drain plug, let it flow, and the angle of the vehicle, you want to get everything even and straight, so that way it goes all to that little drain area and drains out. Now, like I said, this is not, you know, you don't need to do that, but I want to make sure that just in case anything's in there, any follicles or anything is flowing out, I get to see it in the bucket. Um, Even though it says 520, I'm doing 530, and that's because I'm in sunny California. It's about 100 degrees weather, and I'm doing a lot of highway mileage. Um, it says about 575 miles per day, so that's two fill-ups every single day. Um, And then you guys see where I marked everything, how it's marked. I tightened down everything. So this is part of preventive maintenance. Lock it down, tighten it down. If you can mark it, both bolts and the second area, you get to see where things are. I did it also with the positive. I want to do it over here too, so that way I can see. Um, Due to out here we have people that tamper with things, I gotta get a skid plate and put a skid plate underneath to block a lot of things from underneath. I opened it up so I can get a lot of air going in and cool this baby down. The cooler she is, the better fuel mileage and the better she runs. Also, I gotta connect my cruise control cable back again. As you guys can see, it's in my hands. So that got to get connected again, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you are like, how did you get that to open up like this? Usually we just get it, like that, and not the 90 degrees. So you can disconnect it from over here. And there's a little hole over there, put it over there, and it clocks up that way. It's for all Hondas. Some Toyotas have that ability, unless you got the air shocks, the hydraulic shocks for the hood. The other thing is check your belts. I just changed the belt, but you guys can see little nicks here and there, and that's because the rocks are going underneath and smacking the belt as it's spinning. So that's one of the things you want to take care of. The other thing you guys know, I don't drive with my power steering, even though everything's connected and everything, and you guys are going to say, well, how did you get it to go? I don't know what happened to the pump. Something internally happened to the pump, and it's just spinning for spinning. But it doesn't do any fluid. I can pour fluid in there, and it just pours right out, and it's pouring out over at the rack steering pinion. So I just left it alone. I got the whole system, rack and subframe, ready to be installed with a new mount. But that's going to be for a later date. But that's all preventive maintenance. The other thing is I'm going to grab a little sandpaper, clean this down, and I have something that we use as a McGuire clear coat for, boats, and it will clean this and clear it. Then I just grab some ceramic wax and pour it up on top, and that will help it. Um, I'm not gonna go and buy a new one. This is a workhorse, so I'm not gonna spend too much money on it. I just want to make sure that the important things are working: motor, transmission, generator, AC, battery, brake fluids. Brakes are all done, all four. Both disc and what do you call it? Pads. Um, what else? What else? What else? What else? Um, Cleaners. Now, people talk about, few additives that will help clean some of the stuff. And there's a video that I did about ethanol. And today in California, I think we're getting at least about more than 15% of ethanol. We're looking at probably like 30 to about 45% ethanol with the fuel. That's what I think, because she does not like it. Doesn't matter who I go to. For some reason, she does not like the blend. When I go in, I do the separation, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do that in another video. How to separate the gas, and you get to see what's inside your gas. Ethanol, whatever other garbage additives that they put in there, and then gas at the underneath. So that's for a later video. Again, this is just preventive maintenance. We do this every 1,000 miles. Don't care if ands or buts. She's been all over California, like I said, 3 times already. So it's due. She's due. Even though, the beginning of the summer, I just did the oil. A lot of people's like, but damn, you buy the high mileage, you should be. But I tell people, these filters do not last for that long. And if I'm gonna go underneath and pull the filter off to put a new filter on, I might as well just go and do the oil change while I'm at it. I'm not gonna be cheap. This is something that's important. You gotta put, fresh blood inside of her, and keep everything well lubricated. This is an investment. It's already paid for and everything, but don't mean just because it's paid off, I'm just gonna, F it off. She has some cosmetic damage here and there because of other people, but hey, she gets me from point A to point B. Other people make fun of me. And again, when they look at, at the end of the year, what this car makes, they go, God damn, that little car is making you money. Of course. Just got to keep it clean, We got to maintenance it. We got to make it look pretty once in a while, This is why I said, for June and July, we stopped. July is about to come in. We're just waiting on permits that we already filed back in January. And he's usually, here already. But everyone's blaming the COVID right now. So we're going to go with the COVID thing. We're going to blame the COVID. Due to COVID, there's a delay. So we're set to start August. And hopefully all our permits are back where we need them at. And all I do is just wipe down. Most people want to get degreaser and all of this to wipe it down. I mean, just quick dust off. I mean, these things are made to live in harsh environment. People like to wash things down, and this is where you cause damage to things, components, electrical components. So I just wipe them down. You don't need to use any, real chemicals for it. It's just a quick rag, that's damped. Just give it a little wipe down. I like to spray in here with a little bit of some lubricant, some WD-40 or anything. Spray them over here, spray them. Well, I got the bridge. You guys don't have this. I like to spray along the end just to keep everything, penetrated. Um, Only reason why I like to do that is because, again, I'm in harsh environments and those things dry up and crack. And suspensions, I got to rip everything out just to change a bushing, a $20 bushing. So that's preventive maintenance right there. It will save you a little bit longer. You'll probably see that you destroy the shock or the strut before you destroy the bushing. So these are little things that you got to do to your vehicles just as preventive maintenance. Like I said, I like to wipe things down. Just wipe it, you know. You don't have to go crazy, super crazy. And then with your oxygen sensors, I'm due to change my oxygen sensors and put them in, new. Sometimes you can clean them. Um, this one is new. The one in the cat has been with the vehicle since day one. And the cat has been changed out already. Got a high flow cat system in there. It's recommended, I guess. This is something that they do because the other catalytic converter, the OEM one, is really expensive. But anyway, if you guys have got any questions on preventive maintenance, little details, this is just a quick, oil change, tightening down certain fasteners. I pulled out the spark plugs to check them, to see if I needed to replace them. I did the wires, caps, and rotors, and I know that is good for a whole entire year. So for next year, she's due for one. I just, pull the plugs up and check everything, and then next year, right around beginning of spring is when I change the rotor, caps, and wires. And I do this every year. No ifs, ands, buts about it for me. Everyone is different. I try to, incorporate it inside my budget. I usually try to put $1,000 to about $3,000 away for the vehicle, just in case of anything. Tire blows out, wheel bearing. Even though I can fix it on the side, the road, but sometimes in certain cities it's frowned upon. So I try to make sure that I'm back home, or at least in the city, so I can do this. Not all city allows you to do this. But I'm in Sacramento, and I got a little permit that allows me to do a little maintenance. Now, nothing major. I can't go and open the engine and expose the engine, do a full overhaul of the engine, on the streets. But if I can get the customer up and going within an hour, and it's in the parking lot safe, they will allow me to do it. Others won't. So it all depends on the area. Some people just don't care. Others just, they allow me to do it because sometimes when they get stranded, I go out and help them, you guys are like, wow, you're using a fabric softener, one of those fabric softener things. And yeah, I use it almost like a scuff pad, to make sure that I can break up the debris. And a little wipe down. But anyway, if you guys got any questions, let me know. This is Mike with Pacific Tech. Again, I'm out here in Sacramento, and you guys know where I'm doing that at. Just a quick oil change so that way I can go and dump it. Don't leave it anywhere. Don't throw it in the trash can. Take it to the proper place and dump it. If auto parts stores, that one, or the AutoZone, which is across the street, the oil bins is full, then take it over to I pull, you pull, and then you can dump it over there. And what do you call it? It's quick, easy, safe if you're doing it yourself. Some people don't like the hassle of that. They're like, I'd rather take it over to Jiffy Lube and all these other places. But guess what? I just did my oil, did tune-ups and everything, checked a couple of things. Think about it, $150 an hour, plus the oil change. They probably would have charged me anywhere from $80 something to about $100 something just for an oil change. So what's the sense of that? I can do it myself. Knowledge is power. Don't be lazy if you want to save yourself some money. again, you don't need expensive tools like this. I just use certain tools for certain things that is quality. And again, this is the torque wrench, and I need the torque settings to be fully accurate. This one is due for maintenance, so I got to look for the snap-on guy so that I can do my maintenance on some of my snap-on tools that need to be done like this. I have to do maintenance. I think this one has a 3-year warranty, and it's less than a year old, and you can see the abuse it already has. It's built a couple of Cummins engines, and it's built 6 Detroit engines. It's going to rebuild the other one that I'm going to pull out and make sure that everything, and probably even go, since I'm sporting Edelbrock, and you guys going, well, Edelbrock don't make none of this for that. So how did you get Edelbrock, parts? Well, not name infringement or anything. I just like Edelbrock. Some of the components. So just added some stickers just in case, you guys are going to be out there like, damn, I want some Edelbrock stuff. The piping, again, make sure you get the carb sticker. If not, you won't be able to pass smog here in California, and has to have a carb sticker. Has to have a plate. This one's for my ignition, and you guys are going, what the fuck, he has an MSD ignition? Where? Well, it's inside. So I gotta get, certain things I gotta put on, just to tell them that, hey, this is certified for this way. Again, there's a lot of plug-and-play stuff, that you can get for this, some upgrades, small upgrades. It's not going to give you big boosts. Don't believe the hype just because I got this cold air intake here. I got about 8 to 12 horsepower just because I added that on. Nope. This is more for me for torque, for low-end torque. I got a lot of tools, so the car is set for torque versus horsepower. So I did a lot of modifications to my computer so that the car does what I want and not the way the manufacturer wanted it. I want to go with some other different type of injectors, but I like these because I can reprogram them to how I want them. I just got to change the jet setting on the ends, and it's just getting a whole bunch of other jets, and playing around with it. But those are little upgrades that I can do. The other upgrades that I did is when I did the transmission. You guys know that these filters are internal. Well, let's see if you guys can see this puppy right here. I added an external filter going back into the transmission, so that way I can have 2 type of filtration system, because there's another one that Honda added in for some apparent reason. They did some recall to the transmission, and that's what they added in. So transmission was never swapped out into recently. A friend of mine's over here in 24th Street in Sacramento did the complete overhaul on the transmission, and the way I can service it is through that filter right there. And he said do that the first 3 months, and then I got to do the whole flush again with the filter, change all the filters out, put new oil in there, and then I can run it. I have to baby it first, and I've been babying it, and it's been going long distance. She's been strong, and again, she hasn't let me down. Just once when the tranny went out on it, but it was expected. Anyway, car has 276,000 miles when I did the tranny. It's now at 297 So I'm just almost there at the 300,000 mark, and she would join. What do you call it? My 89 Accord up there in the 3,000. The other one has 400,000. This one will be right underneath it. And baby mama's Accord is just touching about 120,000. So she'll be joining this soon. And the other baby mama car is going to be same newer car will be up there very soon. She don't drive that one that much, so. But you guys have any questions about preventive maintenance? What should you do? What should you be looking for? Why did I tighten down, the valve covers, bolts, and why am I tightening down certain things? And I go, for me, it's just to make sure that everything's snug. If I mark them like that, it's to make sure that the battery's all tightened down. I gotta tighten down the brackets too, or mark the brackets, so that way, let's say if I park the car, someone, finds that I gave a jump to someone and just happened to leave, the hood open and not close it all the way, and then someone comes and wants to tamper with the car, just to make my life a little difficult. I get to know, who's been there, and it doesn't take a rocket science. Some of these people, that do some tampering, they're a little dumb, so you gotta, bear with that. But if you guys, again, got questions, leave me a comment down below. It's just simple maintenance.